Hey, what is up YouTube and welcome back to another tutorial video from your boy Hunter. Today we're going to be talking about performance issues in certain games you're trying to play and you're running on a low-end PCs. Even some people with high-end PCs can also get some uh, performance issues, especially with God of War, God of War 2 and Resident Evil 4. So these are the games we are going to be addressing. I'm going to start with God of War 2. And I'm just gonna load a state. Now remember, I actually talked about this. Let me just make sure this is not overpowering my voice. It might overpower my voice a little bit, but not too much. Okay. Now performance issues for this games. I'm just gonna go to my settings, game properties. Now we're gonna be looking at emulation and graphics and all that fun stuff. So you're running on a lower end PC, I would recommend you already just going to Vulkan. Do not go any higher than that. Do not use software. Software is gonna look like this and it's gonna run a lot slower. So using Vulkan, make sure you select your graphics card. So if you're running on a crappy graphics card like a 2 gig, yeah, I'm running on a 6 gig graphics card, so this is gonna be hard for me to actually do it for low-end PCs, but I mean, yeah. Now I'm gonna turn off my, where is it, rendering? I'm gonna turn off the manual hardware fixes, so I will get those white lines across the screen and all those fun stuff. But times 3 1080p will work perfectly fine. If you're running slow, if you're still running slow, I would recommend you just starting with the lowest, then go up higher until you get something that actually looks good. So this is what you're gonna be doing. So let's say, okay, now you got something that looks good on times 2 and you see it's still running smooth, you can go higher. Okay, it's still running smooth. I'm actually narrating for you, so don't think I'm just talking about me still running smooth. It's still gonna run smooth for me. I'm talking about you guys with the low-end PCs. Alright, you're gonna go even higher, still running smooth. If it runs high, if it still runs smooth, you can go even higher. And then you can go 1080p. If it still runs smooth, you're good to go. Now for those glitches with the manual, well, we had those white lines across the screen previously. If you remember, I think I can actually get to a spot where that is. I'm gonna try and find a spot for you guys. Let's hope I don't mess this up again. Almost. This controller is very sensitive. Whoa, that was too close. Ah! I need to put the dead zone down for this game. Alright, so let's just go down this. These guys' asses. Okay, so this is something you're gonna have to look at. If you're getting some lags in this specific spot, if you're getting any white lines popping up anywhere, I'm gonna show this for any of you guys that think I'm gonna play this game at the highest. So let's go even 5k now. It's gonna make me lag, so 5k might not be for me, but 4k, that actually does give you that white line. So I'm gonna try and actually force that up onto myself. I don't know why the hell I would do that. Whoa, I forgot about you. Oh man, I just made it. Okay, I don't think I'm not seeing much of that white line just yet. So that might be the display. What we can do is we can actually just reset the thing and clear settings for this game. Yes. So I'm gonna clear all of the settings for this game. It's gonna make the thing crash. I don't know why it makes it crash, but okay. Yeah, it's gonna say not responding. I don't know why this happens, but it happens. So I'm gonna have to reopen up this and go back to Core 4. I'm just gonna... I want to do a fresh boot, but I think I have more than one save state. So load state. Okay, can actually just resume. Okay, so as you can see, it's already the graphics are already set to the lowest, so to the minimum. So for me, I'm gonna get some lag and stuff like that, but I want to show you what happens when I actually go to the system settings and, well, not the system settings, the game properties, and I go to the graphic settings and make sure I'm gonna set this back to Vulkan, and I'm gonna use my graphics card. It's not gonna do anything. So borderless full screen. Oh no, we're talking about guys that actually use higher end PCs. So you're gonna do Direct 12 and anti-blur and VSync and all of this fun stuff. You're gonna go to the rendering. Okay, let's go to display and let's bring this up to stretch the screen, and then so we don't have any cropping going on. That's good. Rendering, you are gonna go like, okay, no, I want to go all the way to the highest. You want to go to the highest. I've got a pretty good PC. I want to show the line. I can already see it. Very subtle. Where is it? There it is. There it is. So let's turn on. Let's just start by turning on everything. Pcsx2, tab 16, dithering unscaled, bending accuracy. Okay, I don't know why anybody would go as high as this, but okay. For me, this just looks bad, but I'm gonna go. Most of you will do this. The guys with higher end PCs, gonna go full hash cache. You're gonna do, and I'm not sure any of this gonna work for you, but then you wanna do like check your FPS, check your percentage. What am I running on? And you got that white line. That white line that pops up while you're playing. You remember that? Even if you're in the water, you get those black lines. So you're gonna have to use hardware fixes and all of that fun stuff to get rid of it. Or you can just go ahead and make sure to set this not higher than 1080p. That line is gone. I think if I go higher than 1080p, no, it's still got. No, there we go. See that line? It's there. Watch what happens. Keep an eye on that line. This line. So I'm gonna go even higher now. So apparently this actually does look like it fixed it. So 4K, that might actually work. But let's go, well, not 2K, this might actually work. Let's go higher than 4K. Let's go to 4K, that's what I wanted to say. Watch. It's there, it's there. So anything higher than 2K, this game was intended for. Times 4. It's fixed. No, it's not even fixed. I can still see it. Still there. 1080p. It's gone. Alright, we're talking about the performance issues right now, so for guys with lower end PCs, let's say you've got like a fucking PC that comes from 1960 or something like that. With 2 gig RAM or 4 gig RAM. Well, 2 gig RAM, you're not even gonna play these games. Don't even think about it. But 4 gig RAM, maybe. Set it to Vulkan. Make sure you got your graphics card selected. Set this to the lowest, so times 2, just to, you can still see the game, but you're gonna get a lot of performance. If you're still getting lags, you're gonna have to go even lower. It's gonna start looking bad, and I got that line again for some reason, some unknown fucking reason. And again, bilinear forced. Oh, that's the problem. I just fixed it again. So trilinear, I'm gonna do trilinear forced. Okay, if you're getting lags, you're gonna have to turn this off. You're gonna turn this, well, you can actually just put this to nearest. It's gonna look pretty crappy. Then you're gonna have to bring this up a little bit until you get something that actually looks good. But there's no obvious way to fix this problem. So you're gonna have to use manual hardware fixes for this. So manual hardware fixes for this game, you are going to do upscale fix with the wild RMAC. If it doesn't work, let's go for 10 or 100 by 100. Okay, 400 by 400. By 200. So I'm trying to fix this for you guys so you can actually get something worth playing. There's actually no way. I can't even get this thing to line up properly. It's impossible. So manual hardware fixes not gonna help you out any bit. So rendering, whatever, this is not gonna help you out any bit. So nearest, don't even try it. But you can go and force exclude sprite. That can actually improve performance. This thing that says very slow, you can put this to minimum. Gonna look like that. You can try to put it up to 2K, but you're gonna have something like this happening on the screen. I did address that. I did show you how to fix that, but you don't want that. I would recommend you just playing this at 1080p or even 2. It's not even fixing it now. Where's the button here? Forced. Okay, so with the manual hardware fixes, that actually does come back. So I can try and put this up at 2K now and see if it comes back. Going even higher, that's gonna make it come back. I can guarantee it. No, it's not back yet. So let's try all the way up to 8K and see if we get that line. No, we're not getting that line. Because the one thing people usually do is they think, I'm gonna use Pcsx2 and it's gonna, it's a global setting or it's a recommended setting. No, you actually want to use a forced. This side I would recommend you just using the Pcsx2. If you go forced, it's just going to force that up onto the game, so it's gonna go polylinear and trilinear forced, but probably not a bad thing. But for lower end PCs, try to go as low as possible. Don't go all the way up to 5K. I mean, seriously, who the fuck is gonna play a game at 5K with a low end PC? I mean, I'm getting pretty good performance out of this playing it in 5K. I mean, seriously, comparing this to God of War 1, I actually get a lot of lags just going up to, just going up a little higher than this. I mean, seriously. So for lower end PCs, just start by native and then just go all the way up until you find something that actually looks good but doesn't make a game lag. Make sure you play this in Vulkan. If you're on a high-end PC, you can actually put this up to Direct 3D. Well, Direct 12 3D, Direct 3D 12, whatever you want to call it. You will still get good performance. But for lower-end PCs, I would recommend Vulkan. Vulkan is a pretty good renderer for any game. I mean, seriously. But for higher-end PCs, I would recommend Direct 12. And 5K if you really wanted to. So that's going to be 2880p. So if you want to play this game like this, I mean, seriously, I'm recording this, and I'm still getting good performance. So that's pretty good. So blending accuracy, that's something you're gonna have to play with. What I would recommend is just going on minimum because it looks better. It's not giving you any weird blooming effect and shit like that. If you want to turn it up, I don't care. So if you want to check your speed, you can check your speed, you can check your FPS. If you want to know what your GPU is doing, so GPU usage, you can see I'm running now on 90. So I might get some lags here and there because I'm using the highest. So now I'm going at, so my rendering is at the highest here, so 8 times 8. If I really wanted to, I can go back to 4K. You can see it drops. So that's how you see. Okay, so my GPU is running fairly high. If your GPU starts running super high, this is the thing you're gonna have to look at. Let's go back to the OSD now, and I'm gonna turn off the GPU. Okay, so let's say you just fixed that. Okay, let's go look at the CPU usage. It's gonna show you CPU usage. Alright, so this might be confusing for some people, but you only want to see this. You're just looking at the CPU usage. So the CPU usage, that's usually by the display settings, if I'm not mistaken. No. Post processing, FXAA. I don't even know what this is for. I mean, seriously. Saving the threaded presentation, goes higher. Drops. Let's keep presented frames. Well, not disable debug device. Or use the debug device and see what happens. But the CPU is mostly by your emulation. Emulation. So if I have to put this off, you're gonna see this dropping tremendously. Check it out. Goes up to 16. So this is to do with your CPU. The game speed has to do with your CPU. If I have to turn this on, keep an eye. If I have to do this, turn that on, keep an eye out. So let's try optimal frame pacing. So you can see this is turned on now, so the optimal frame pacing is on. So that's gonna make my game run a little faster for some reason. So scale to host refresh rate, that can make the game run faster. So this can actually make a game run pretty fast. So if I have to turn this off now, look at my CPU, it actually drops, but so if I have to turn this off, it's still gonna run super fast. Setting optimal frame pacing, still gonna run pretty fast. So you are gonna have to scale to host refresh rate, running super fast. Okay, so let's just do the speed limiter. The speed limiter actually makes the game run at its normal pace. So I don't need to turn these on. Actually, I need this. Okay. Let's get to another point where we could get that white line and graphic glitch popping up. I didn't get lags, that's good. Man, piss off. That was smooth. There I got a little bit of a stutter. Did you see that? There I got another stutter right there. So we're gonna be looking at stuff like that. So for me, it's to do with I can turn this on and see if this actually fixes it. So it's gonna scale to my CPU. See if I'm gonna get that stutter again. Not getting any lags. I'm good to go. I'm looking if I'm getting that white line across the screen anywhere. Nothing. Alright, so I am going to have to fight this bitch. I don't need that. There I got a little bit of a stutter. Oh, he's angry because I took off his arm. Too bad for you. Now, while he's actually doing his thing, I'm actually going to go to my OSD. Okay, so he cannot hit me from this point, so... Yeah, he can actually hit me from this point, so... I'm gonna go to my graphics, and I wanna go to the OSD, and then just... Show resolution. No, I wanna show the FPS. And CPU usage. So now I can actually see, okay, so what's happening with my graphics? Why am I getting stutters? Where am I getting the stutter? Where is it happening? First off,
I will make you suffer. I am the god of war. None shall defy me. I will make you suffer.
looks like I'm still running pretty good and I'm not getting any weird lines across the screen.
With your godly power trained into the blade.
There I just got a lag, you see that? It just dropped frames. That's what I'm gonna be addressing now. I wanna see this would be by my emulation. And I'm gonna just turn this off and optimal frame pacing. And see if that actually fixes it. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna have to go ahead to do an underclock. So I'm gonna do a maximum underclock now. So it can go a little higher than that and maximum. Okay, no, that I already did. Affinity control mode, I wanna disable this. And normal speed, I actually want to bring this up to 330. So it just pushes the frame rate up, so it sticks on, well, it sticks to 60 frames a second, hopefully.
Strength to destroy all who defy the gods. I am the god of war.
I'm trying to see if it actually...
Defy me. I am the god of war.
Looks like I'm actually running a little slow. Oh, there goes my power. Here goes my health. Here we go. Boom. So I look like I'm still running at 60 frames per second. I know exactly what the fuck is supposed to be happening. Okay, so I got him. Here we go. There I got a lag. So you're getting lag like me now, and none of this actually works for you. I'm gonna turn off the optimal frame pacing so it actually starts running, you know. I'm gonna start turning these on. Running a little too fast. I'm trying to get this thing to run as smooth as possible by just going lower and higher and higher for some of this. So 1 frame per second on each of these, so you still have settings for this. So let's try this at maximum overclock. Okay, so apparently this is not gonna work, so I'm gonna have to push this up to 60 frames, make sure it's at 60. I'll put this at 60, no. So trying to get this just high enough so it actually stays in the green, as you can see, so that should be fine. So the underclock, I'm gonna bring it up to 75 maybe. There we go. It's still giving me a little bit of a lag. See that? So especially when I do this move. Somewhere around here I got it. Not all of the time, so it's still playable. Right, as you can see, it's running pretty high. So I'm actually gonna push this up to 60 FPS right there. Make it run a little higher. Then I'm gonna do the underclock at just a little bit of an overclock there. Disable this. Enable fast DVD, enable multi-threaded UI. So it's gonna go 71, that's pretty good. Now we're doing this for higher end PCs. Remember, I'm doing this for a high end PC, so we're gonna have to mess around with the rendering as well until you actually see. I can running at 60 frames per second. That actually make it run at 60 frames per second. So going too high can actually make you lag a little bit, so I'm gonna go about something like that. Yeah, spin this. Going back to emulation. Let's see if I can actually underclock it a little bit. Clock. They're going a little lower and then overclocking a little bit. We should get some good results out of this anytime soon. So remember, this is the EE cycle skipping, so it's gonna skip. What we're looking for. Okay, so this is running at 66 frames. Try normal speed on this one and then moderate. So usually you can actually change this. I don't know why I cannot change this anymore. Usually you can actually change that for I'm running at 60 frames, well, a little more than 60 frames per second, so let's see. Looks like it's running pretty smooth. Now some of these settings might actually work for you guys on a low-end PCs as well. Wait, how do I drop down again? Ah, it's like that. You want to do me like that? Bye-bye. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Kratos, stop your shit. Thank you. Are you serious? You just dropped down for no fucking apparent reason. Oh my god, I hate this game. Okay, restart from checkpoint. I don't know why in the hell he just decided to kinda like this area right here, he just stops moving. And I'm not even moving my analog stick, he just decides to go, and I want to go this way, I don't want to go that way. Okay, so that's the one thing we have to do. Still running pretty smooth. This node actually opened up a rope for me somewhere. I cannot remember exactly where that was, so I'm gonna have to go all the way back again. Kratos, I'm going to kick your bloody ass. Okay, no, I'll just move and double jump this. I'm wondering if it's up here. I cannot remember where that rope was. Apparently. Might be here somewhere. Yeah, that's how you do it. So I'm just trying to prove to you can actually run this game at full speed without any lags on a lower end PC like mine. And show you a few tricks. Show you where you can get a few things. Okay, there's a rope over there. You can see where my mouse is pointing. But I cannot get to it from here, I guess. I need to get to that side. Don't drop down, you piece of motherfucking shit. I need to. Oh, come on, gee. I'm gonna have to go all the way back. There's the rope. Why did you jump? Get to the rope. Get to the bloody fucking rope. I don't know why the hell he jumped. I think my controller is a little buggy, but yeah, that might be why it keeps bugging out. I just press a button and yeah. Alright, so right down here you can actually see the video running at 66 frames per second to 30 frames per second. Then it just jumps from 40 to 60 frames per second. See how it drops? So it shows you, okay, so I'm running on Direct 12. Remember, I set this for the highest I can go. So again, I'm gonna go back to Vulkan. See if I'm gonna get any of those lags again. Remember, touching one of these beams immediately starts dropping your health. Why does this glitch? I have no.
Do you see, gods of Olympus?
Splat.
Do you need more proof than this?
Alright, so I'm just gonna go back to the settings. So now I don't want to spoil the whole game for you guys, seriously. Alright, so for lower end PCs, I would recommend going no higher than 1080p. If you get lags, go down a little bit more. Try to keep it at Vulkan. If you're running on a RTX graphics card with the 8GB graphics card or something like that, you can use these settings right here. Even OpenGL would work for you. I cannot use OpenGL, it just lags like fuck. Do not use software. This actually makes the game look bad and lag. Alright, so these are the settings I'm using. So if you really want, you can actually just put this to PS2 and keep it at bilinear forced. It would actually fix that white line error. So you can actually go up to 2K and it will still run pretty good. For me, I think 2K would work for me. These, you can actually play with this, but for me, minimum works or even basic recommended. Manual hardware fixes, we don't even need these. We do not need these. The previous video I showed you was for people that actually try to play this game at the max. I will get that line if I play it at the max. I don't want to play this at the max. So we're going back to the lower end PCs and we're gonna try and get you guys to actually enjoy this game. So these are the settings you are going to have to look at. If you get lags, try to turn off the VSync. If you don't get lags while turning on VSync, keep it on. By rendering, I would recommend you starting it at the lowest and going up to 720p. 720p works for you and you see you're not getting any lags, try to put it up one higher, and then one higher, and then no, and then one higher, and then one higher until you reach 1080p. If 1080p still works for you, go one higher, go one higher. If it works for you, if you can do this at 2K, I would recommend playing it at 144p. Well, 140. 1440p. What am I saying? Trying to do the anisotropic filtering now. You can turn this off and then start by just going up until you see, okay, now the game is not lagging anymore. Dithering, you can turn this off and then scaled, unscaled. For higher end PCs, I would do unscaled because, yeah, why do you want anything scaled for you? So, blending accuracy. Like I said, I would recommend only these two. For lower end PCs, I would recommend minimum. Higher end PCs, you can go all the way up to very slow, but it just looks bad. So I use minimum, even if I don't get lags. I use minimum. So just to make sure you guys get a basic idea of how the stuff works now. So you can even show the resolution of the game. You can show the speed percentage of the game. You can show the OSD messages. I don't want the OSD messages. You can do the frames per second. You can check your GPU usage. You can, well, CPU usage. You can check your GPU usage. And just to make sure you know what the frames per second is, the first two I would recommend are these two. So I would start by these two, and if you see you're getting low frame rates, you start by turning on this one and just start turning on these to see which ones are the ones that are lagging. The rest you can actually just turn off for now, just like make sure they're not enabled. Then you can start looking at the GPU. If you've got a crappy GPU, I would recommend checking what is fucking up with the GPU. That would be by the rendering tab. So the map maps usually make the game look, well, it's actually to make the game look a little better, but it can also affect performance. So I would either go basic or off if you're running on a lower end PC. For a guy with a higher end PC to a mid end PC, you can go full PS2. For the white line fix, this one actually does work, so disregard my previous hardware fixes. This one I actually didn't think about using this before. I am sorry. Linear upscaling, well, filtering. If you're getting lags, turn it off. If not, you can turn it on, or you can set it to automatic as well. Then dithering, we already talked about all of this. So you really don't need these to be enabled for any game whatsoever. I think we got basically everything. Post-processing, yeah, I don't even know what the fuck this is. I can pick this up to, let's see if I can go up higher than 500. I cannot go 500, so I think it can go all the way up to 1. Let's go. Yeah, it can only go up to 100 sharpness. And I have no idea what this does. I mean, seriously, I can.
Power into the weapon had rendered Kratos mortal, vulnerable to the arms of death. Bloodied and beaten, he knew that to have any hope of survival,
Remember, this is pre-rendered, so
retrieve the blade of Olympus. Humiliated before his Spartan army, Kratos dragged himself up from the dirt.
Here we go.
What power could possibly defeat the god of war?
You can actually... That's pretty cool. But I'm actually trying to see whether I'm getting any weird lags. Yeah, so I've got a stutter right there, but for me, I think I don't even need this. I think it's by the emulation. It's trying to... No, to do with my recorder as well.
Why does our god struggle?
What was that? I don't know if you saw that, but it's almost like a
Defeat the god of war.
glitch right there and on the screen.
Kratos has fallen.
You? Yes, I am forced to attend to this matter myself. Athena refused to undo her mistake. Imagine caring for a creature such as yourself.
Alright, anyway, so we addressed basically everything, so I'm just gonna disable this and see exactly how it runs.
Why? Why would you betray me? It is you who would betray me. Am I to stand idly by while Olympus is threatened? Your hands are already stained by the blood of a god. I will not let Ares' fate be my own. The gods are petty and pathetic, and your rule is weak. I grow tired of this insolence. I am the king of Olympus. And it is my way that is the way of the gods. You must vow to forever serve me. I serve no one. Then you'll leave me no choice. How can this be?
I actually planted a blow.
Kratos has fallen. Submit. I would rather die.
It did not have to be this way, my son. This path is of your choosing. A choice from the gods is as useless as the gods themselves.
They should really make the movie. Seriously, they should really make the movie.
To defy me,
So what I'm looking at is this.
you have ever known, Kratos, will now suffer because of your sacrilege.
Sacrilege.
Will never be the ruler of Olympus. The cycle ends here.
Oh, is this you're a real asshole? Do you know that?
You will pay for this, Zeus. Be certain of that.
Can I skip this? I cannot even skip it. I thought I can skip it.
As the life drained out of Kratos, the arms of Hades reached out to claim their prize. But there was more resting on Kratos' shoulders than he could know. Kratos was destined to bring about change so severe that it would shake the very pillars of Mount Olympus. His death was something that I could not allow.
Ares! Destroy my enemies, and my life is yours!
They should really make a movie about this.
Fight, Spartan. Not meant to die here. This is not the end.
I don't know if you noticed, but he's got a hole in his chest. Gaia.
I am the Titan Gaia, ever-present Mother of Earth. I have watched you become a powerful warrior.
Can I
and
not
have
skip
been
past
with
this
you through
seriously?
all the events of your life, but I can no longer simply watch. We will help you defeat Zeus. Death is an escape, Kratos. You are a warrior of Sparta, not a coward. Only a coward accepts death.
I am no coward.
Then you must fight. I will show you the way to the Sisters of Fate. Only with their power will you defeat Zeus.
Still running pretty smooth. But this is another spot where it actually can get a little laggy. That's why I kept this thing going on for so long. I actually want to get to a spot where it actually does lag a shitload. With these arms. Press off. Okay, so it's running pretty smooth. Maybe a stutter here and there, but that's to be expected. Not everything can be perfect. And we're back to square one. So I think that's gonna be it for this part of the video. So it looked like it ran pretty smooth. Remember, I'm running this in Vulkan. This actually worked for my PC. These are the settings I'm using, so I'm actually gonna pause it now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and maximize this. These are the settings I'm using for the speed. I'm gonna go to the graphics, and remember, there's no cheats for this game. No cheats. We have a widescreen patch. By the graphics, well, not the display. Remember, most of the set for the high-end PCs. Just go back in the video to see settings for the low-end PCs as well. You should have already set the settings for your game. Rendering. I wouldn't recommend going up too high if you're actually getting lag, so 2K is perfect for me. I might be able to go up to 4K. I will try to record the game in 4K. Why not? Post processing, you can actually try to turn this on. It doesn't look like it's doing anything, but yeah. Advanced. Going back to rendering again. Now right up here is where the performance actually comes in. Most of the performance. So if you're running on a high-end PC, I would recommend trying Vulkan. It can actually make your game run a little smoother. So these are the main settings for performance. For that wildline fix, bilinear forced. That's it. I will try and put this up to 5K just to see what happens. Does it show me that line? Let's go ahead and bilinear PS2. Does it show me the line? I'm not sure if it's gonna show the line here. I mean, seriously, it's not one of those spots. I think I just saw a glimpse of it somewhere. But for that white line fix, you're just gonna go linear forest. It worked for me, it should work for you as well. So here I'm not even sure where the hell I'm supposed to go, but I'm supposed to check if there's someone alive. He's alive.
My lord, I knew you could not be killed. I never lost faith.
Return to Sparta and prepare for battle.
But our brothers are
Oh yeah, and I actually
You
said
can
this.
still hold a sword. Spartans do not surrender. Do as your god commands.
And what of you, my lord?
I am going after Zeus. It seems I still have allies on Olympus.
Alright, so now we're getting to the full story of the game. I just wanted to see that happening. I don't know why that happens. That maybe it's because I'm not in full screen, but every now and then when I go to full screen, it stretches out, then it just zooms in completely, and I don't like that. So let's see if it gets that. I'm gonna watch the video after this and see if that happens. But there you go. Settings for God of War 2. You should be good to go. So as always, save the save, why not? So as always, if you found this useful, give it a like. If you didn't find it useful, dislike it. Make sure to hit the subscribe and notification bell so you always be in the loop when the next video comes out. Thanks for watching, guys, and as always, have a wonderful day.